All right, we got that.
Got it.
And
Got it.
I like the bell.
yeah, it's a big one too.
It kept repeating itself.
All right, welcome everybody. Let's go ahead and do the Rotary motto.
Service
Service
above
above
self.
self.
And the next important thing, the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call from 301-333-2649-8.
Okay, Bill, and let's go ahead and observe a moment.
Yeah, we're in the, yeah, I only can do one thing at a time.
Okay, thank you, Bill. I know you're on the phone, but you can go ahead and drop the on-screen display.
He probably can't hear you.
He should be able to hear me, but he's talking to somebody.
Yeah, that was Reggie. Claims he couldn't get in.
Okay,
I'll work on getting him in while you,
okay. Sounds like some screwy things are going on. People getting in who you didn't let in. People not able to get in.
okay, here comes Reggie.
Okay,
Al might have pushed through. He might have tailgated with somebody.
budding in
There's
line.
Reggie.
Well, first of all, everybody, welcome. And I apologize ahead of time. I am having some hearing problems. So if you hear me say holler, please repeat. Please excuse me and bear with me a little bit. It's nothing permanent, just problems with wax buildup in the ears, and I had it cleaned out yesterday, but still bother me a little bit today. Okay, is Paul with us? There he is. Hi, Paul.
That's right. Yeah.
Why don't we go ahead and let you start off with the COVID update, Paul?
Yeah. Well, there's good news and bad news. As I've already gave a sort of a preliminary report in the newsletter that I sent a few days ago. Unfortunately, the drop that we'd been seeing, well, first of all, nationally until the last couple of weeks in Virginia, we'd been seeing a persistent drop over the last couple of months, but that's now stopped and started going back up again. That's the bad news. So nationally, the rate of new cases is increasing, has been for the last week or two now, and as of last week, the rate in Virginia is now increasing. That's also true in Virginia Beach and many other places in the state, of course, because the state's rate's increasing. On the Eastern Shore, we're not seeing that yet. The new cases in our county and in Ymca County have continued to drop. For now, there were only 2 new cases in Northampton County this past week, one of which was in Cape Charles, which was the same as the week before in Cape Charles. There was 1 new case. I will say there were 2 deaths in Northampton County last week from cases that were previously known. Unfortunately, what we have seen is that Northampton County has been sort of lagging behind Virginia Beach and other areas by a few weeks. And my expectation is that the rate will continue to go up in Virginia now for a while, and as well as, and we'll eventually see that here. you know, people speculate that the reason for this is that cold weather is hitting and people are going indoors, so they're getting more exposure. And there's still a lot of people in the United States that aren't immunized. Unfortunately, quite a few people on the Eastern Shore that still aren't immunized. So the bottom line is, if you know anybody that hasn't gotten vaccinated, please put some, try to convince them to get vaccinated. And if you haven't had your booster yet and you can get it, then get it. I think it's going to become available for everyone. The booster is. It's just a matter of time before you can get it.
Thanks, Paul. Just a note, I got my booster shot yesterday and it was a mix. So I had Moderna originally and I went ahead because they had Pfizer available and the doctor said that's not a problem. So
I agree.
yeah. Now, what are you hearing as far as what are you seeing or hearing as far as the death rate? Is that also increasing?
Yes. Well, actually, I'm not positive whether that's increasing nationally yet or not, but it will. It usually lags behind the number of new cases by 2 or 3 weeks. But it's never dropped to very low levels. It's stayed over 1,000 people a day dying in the United States from COVID every week. And so it's only a matter of time before it'll increase again. And it's younger people dying than used to.
Okay. Anybody else have questions for Paul on COVID? Or any other health related issues like the flu and so forth? Okay. We have a little bit of a change here. Next meeting, we will be meeting online again. So we will be doing Zoom meeting on the 23rd. Kind of up in the air right now is the 30th after Thanksgiving. We're going to get that clarified hopefully in the next day or so. Go ahead.
I talked to Roberta yesterday and she said that they won't be able to accommodate us until the first Tuesday in December 7th. She and her husband are traveling and it's not going to work out for us in November.
Okay, I think that would be December 7th,
Yes.
the first day in December. Okay. All right. Well, I think Paul's probably got a text out to her, so you'll probably get the same response back. All right. So right now, it looks like the next 2 meetings will again be by Zoom. And then once we're into the second week of December, hopefully back in the coffee shop. Let's hope the weather holds out. By the way, the weather's been pretty nice, I have to say. It was a beautiful day yesterday. I was over in town. It was just a beautiful day, a little chilly, but really a nice day. All right, as far as projects go, again, we're still working on.
Hey, Chuck, before we go on projects,
yeah.
Is there any way, and maybe we discuss it, is this a club assembly? I think it is.
Yeah.
I'd like us to be thinking about how we might next week do something to celebrate Thanksgiving virtually. I know Reggie is good at that kind of thing. So that's a real bummer not being able to meet in person. So if you could add that to the discussion later.
All right.
I don't know, bring a drumstick to the.
Yeah.
I'm getting
that.
depressed.
Yeah, I hear you, Bill.
I know Reggie will come up with something.
Well, you just need to walk a few more miles each day.
Yeah.
Stram, that is a dig, and it hurts my feelings when you say something like that.
Okay,
Why?
but run a few.
You're out there
run
enjoying
a few more
you're out
miles
there
then.
enjoying the scenery. I mean, it's great for you.
When you're not looking, Bill, we're gonna tie a live turkey around that tree in your front yard.
Yeah, that's okay. Keep the ideas going, guys.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we'll cover anything and all things that people want to bring up and get these announcements out of the way. One thing Bill, while we got you going here, why don't you go ahead and speak up to the sign up for the bell ringing for,
Oh, I can go to the front of the line.
yeah.
Okay, well, here is the official sign-up sheet. And you can see we've got a few signups already. And I thank everybody who signed up already. But before I ask you to sign up, I'd like, and this is a good way to, on our membership play, ask a friend or a neighbor to come with you when you ring the bell, or ask your neighbor to just ring the bell on their own. In fact, we've already have two non-Rotarians signed up to bell ring. So is there anybody who would like to ring the bell that has not contacted me and gotten a slot yet?
And speak up now, you can get the prime spots.
Okay, we got Alan. Alan, when do you want to do it?
Well, I'm not sure because we have our daughter coming home for Christmas holidays and I just didn't want to conflict. So I was going to leave it. I'm willing to do it, but I can't give you a date right away.
Okay, so get to me when you
I'll
know.
fill in where there are some gaps where I can do it.
Yeah, but I'm just happy that you want to do it, and we'll work that detail out.
Okay, give the dates of the week that we have this assignment.
Yes,
Bill.
I'm very good. Thanks, Chuck. We start on Monday, November 29th. That's the Monday after Thanksgiving, and we'll ring the bell through Saturday. So we've got 6 days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And we've got good slots open every day. Well, that's thanks for all your excitement there. We'll move on, I guess, Chuck. There are other Rotarians.
We do already have some signups, so.
Yeah, we have.
Wait a minute. No. Oh, hello? Hello?
Yeah,
We hear you.
Guys. All right, listen, you didn't give the times though, just to tell them the days, you have to give them the time. Just so they can schedule themselves in.
Okay, well, the times are 10 o'clock, noon, 2 o'clock, and 4 o'clock. And I don't think that was the problem, Stan. Thanks, Chuck, for giving me this opportunity.
all right. Yeah, the best thing is talk to Bill, name a date, and he can give you the times that are available for that date. If that doesn't work for you, name another date and he'll plug you in. Right now, there's enough slots available. I'm sure we can accommodate. As we get more and more people signing up, though, there's going to be fewer and fewer slots you'll have to select from. So get in early. All right. Now we'll move on to some other projects, and the caboose project, we're proceeding. We're almost done with the roof. We got a little bit more work on one side of the roof, just a roof eave where it bends over to the side. And then the sides of the cupola, that's the little unit that sits on top of the caboose, that needs to be painted red. We were getting ready to paint that this past week, and we opened the can and lo and behold, it looked like pumpkin juice. It was orange. So just to be sure, we slapped some on. Yeah, that's bright orange. I'm sure Bob could use that for the fire hydrants, but that wasn't the right color for the caboose. So Larry Lamond is working back with Mike Ash to see if we can get that paint changed out. And hopefully we got one more session and we're done for the winter. And I'll be beating on people next spring to give us a hand for the sides of the caboose. That's going to be a little bit easier than climbing up and down ladders and so forth. But that's where we are. Bill, how about Marion Smith School?
Yeah, nothing. I've been remiss, but we have time. And I'll wait until we start getting some things out of the way before we do that. That'll be an inside project.
Recording in progress.
Okay, and we got two different basket things going on. Let me hit up Reggie first on the more immediate one that he's working on. Reggie, are you on here?
Yes, I'm here, Chuck. Can you
Okay.
hear me? Okay, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess Bill was drowning me out earlier when I was trying to speak. That's good. So,
I'm going on mute, Reggie, going on mute.
But in any case, the Thanksgiving basket project is going really well. We have, I think there's 6 committee members, and we've had a couple of meetings. We've talked about the details. Joan has been a tremendous blessing to us. She has a lot of experience at this, so we didn't have to reinvent the wheel here. And as far as the contributions are concerned towards the cost of the baskets and those things, I'm probably going to ask Paul to give a current update. The most recent update I can give is like $325 already committed, but he may have some other, a better update, more current update. The other thing is, when we start to deliver those, if there's anyone on here who would like to deliver a couple of baskets to a couple of different needy families in the area, you know, we'd be happy to have you volunteer, and we're going to be doing the deliveries on, it depends on what the ratio comes back as far as those who can do their own shopping versus those who can't, right? But the delivery dates are this Friday and then the day before Thanksgiving. So that's sort of an update. I mean, everything seems to be doing extremely well, going extremely well. If anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to see if we can address it for you. Paul, do you have a more current update on the contributions? You're muted, Paul. Paul, you're muted.
You're muted, Paul.
You're muted, Paul. You're muted. Okay.
Right. I think I've been forwarding you all of the emails that I have been getting. We're over 325. I know that. I sort of have a rough list here somewhere. I don't see it right
That's
now.
okay. We don't need to have the exact
But
amount.
I actually have a suggestion for today. Perhaps if there's no objection from anybody on the board, we could say that all of the happy dollars today get channeled towards the baskets.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Everybody okay with that?
I'm good with that.
Absolutely.
Hey,
All right, we'll do
Yes.
that. And Paul, I don't use Venmo, but I've heard the same thing from other people, the problems you're having with that.
Yeah, a couple of people have tried. I opened a Venmo account at Joan Natale's suggestion, and using our Cape Charles email address in hopes that people could send contributions that way. And a couple of people have tried, and I'm just unable to get the money into the Venmo account. And I don't know what the problem is. If Al offered to possibly help. Al, if you're familiar with Venmo, that'd be great. But I tried to get customer service on the phone yesterday. I spent about 30 minutes, and they had my phone number and email addresses, and I got cut off, you know, but I'd already waited 10 minutes before getting a person, and I knew I wouldn't get the same person. So I just kind of gave it up, and they never got back to me. So I think their customer service is fairly poor.
Sounds like it.
Yep.
I've used Zelle in the past and had pretty good success with that, but even that, I've heard people say they have some problems with Zelle as well at times.
Chuck, I have one other comment. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
go ahead.
Okay. I'd like to just, the committee discussed the possibility of providing baskets for Christmas. And I would like to throw that out for discussion since we're on the topic of baskets for discussion among all of us. See what your thoughts are.
Good idea.
Reggie, I didn't quite get everything you said there. Would you repeat it, please?
No, I said that our committee had discussed whether we could consider providing baskets for Christmas as well. And I am throwing that idea out for discussion, and Bill Payne just responded to that. Randy, did you hear that?
I did. It's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, and same thing, maybe we just go ahead for the month of December and any happy dollars we donate to that cause directly. Everybody okay with that? Paul, what do you think?
I think that'd be okay.
Okay.
Another
What do you think,
good
Jim?
idea.
Quick question, and that is, if we want to make this a yearly project, is there a way I don't know how the budget process works, but is there a way we can actually fit it into next year's budget?
Yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Reggie will be working with Paul next year for that. And since this has been Reggie's idea, that's probably going to be top of his list, right, Reggie? For a budget item.
Hey,
You
Reg,
feel a little
don't forget to put the bags in.
That's
The
right.
Rotary
okay.
bags.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we also have another basket thing going on with the raffle, and we have several people here that are working on that. Anyone want to speak up on the basket raffle, ticket sales and so forth? Nettie, you're on mute.
She didn't say
So
anything.
you're asking about the Rotary basket for the Eastern Shore Library raffle? Yeah. Well, there will be on Thursday, I believe, in front of the Buoy shop, the Eastern Shore Public Library will be selling actively the tickets for the baskets. And currently the Rotary basket is running second in terms of all the tickets sold. So our basket is doing very well. And I believe
Wow.
that they're doing well in terms of the overall basket sales in relation to achieving their goal of getting money for the Eastern Shore Library.
That's excellent.
Mehdi, I spoke to,
You're,
hold on, I spoke to Brenda Holden yesterday. And I have agreed to work with her on Saturday in front of Bowie to help sell tickets for the library.
All right. And
Yes.
is the 20th a Saturday?
It is a Saturday. It's this Saturday.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Unfortunately, I will be away. That's why I could not help. But if any one of the members would like to help Jackie further, then we would appreciate that.
Okay. All right, so let Jackie know if you want to lend a hand of
you want me to
finishing
go
up
with
the
you?
prep work.
I'll give you my hat.
Okay. YMCA support, Bill's got again, Bill is the big driving force of getting 100% participation. And I know he's making progress, but we still are pushing to get 100% participation of donating something to the YMCA. Go ahead, Bill, and speak to it.
Well, it's just not me. It's a handful of people. And we're really, doing this for John. But again, we'd like to be, one thing I will be doing in support of the Rotary's effort to raise money, I will be approaching everyone who rents vacation space and asking them to sign up with a special membership so that their renters can go to the Y free. which is a good deal, but it makes it difficult to sell something like that if I can't say, but let me tell you, every Rotarian is contributing in some manner. And that's all we want to say. Not how much, but there is 100% participation. And I thank everybody who has responded to my request. And I'm sure others have contacted other Rotarians. So we're pretty close to that 100% mark.
And there's a lot of options for paying it. So you can pay it over 5 years. You can have monthly automatic debits taken out, or you can send a check once a year. There's a lot of options of how to do it. And spreading it over 5 years is pretty easy to execute. Doesn't hurt.
Chuck,
Yes.
I contacted the name of the woman who John Burtis said we should talk to if we're going to be doing this. Her name is Nancy Moore. I left her a voicemail over a week ago. She finally got back to me yesterday and apologized for waiting so long to get back to me. But the entire staff has COVID, or at least she has COVID, and no one's in the office. So
Oh, boy.
So she said that, she's doing what she can from home, but she's trying to return phone calls as she can. So if anyone has left a message with her and hasn't heard back, just be patient.
Thanks for that update, Joan. Yeah, I just mailed a form in. Actually, I mailed it yesterday. So, but over 5 years, hopefully they all get better, obviously, and are able to get back on this. That's a shame. Sorry to hear that. All right, and then we have a number of members also on screen here that are part of the Invisible History Project. So let's hear an update on that.
I can give you an update on that. We are going to have a meeting of the entire committee sometime this week. I believe it is Thursday, and I'd like to schedule the meeting starting at 10:30 so that Reggie can participate at least in the first half hour. And we are going to discuss the group interview that we determined we can do last time, and we'll discuss the logistics as to how to set it up, the mechanics of the Zoom, and where, and I believe Joanne would volunteer to make the sacristy available at the Catholic Church.
No, at the Civic Center.
Or the Civic Center, right? And they have a good Wi-Fi connection there.
Yes.
Yeah, so because we need to do a Zoom interview, and Tom will give us the list of the people that we can invite, and we are going to talk about how to set up the invitations so that they can participate in this group interview.
Are you getting good response from the community, or people stepping forward, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, they are all reaching to Tom Godwin, and that's why we are setting up the group interview, because there's several of them who really would like to be included immediately.
Yeah, I think the group interview sounds good, because people are probably a little more willing to talk out when they're in a group.
Yeah,
and
right.
Other people somebody can mention something, and then somebody else can come back with other information that people may not have known about. So that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, because we've been doing the one-on-one interview, and this would set a very different dynamics. And so we'd like to really prepare well for this.
Yeah. Okay. Any of the other members of the group want to speak up?
I did talk with several people, and I'm glad to know we're going to start at 10, because maybe we can make it possible for Reggie to interview one of the person who has said
I can't quite hear everything. Whoever's speaking, we can't hear you.
Can you get closer?
Yeah.
By now?
a little better.
Now, can you hear me?
You sound,
It's a little bit better.
Okay. I was just saying, I had arranged for one person to come to be interviewed later on by Reggie. And so if Reggie could come earlier, maybe we can set up that 10 o'clock interview.
well,
You hear
Tom,
me?
on Thursday, we are actually not doing the interview yet. We are going to make plans how to do the interview because there's a lot of things that we need to discuss before we can set up the interview. We need to prepare ourselves how to arrange the technology and how to, what questions to ask, etc. So we're not
Okay.
doing the interview. We are going to make a planning meeting as to how to set up the interview this coming Thursday at 10:30.
10:30.
Yeah,
Okay, this Thursday, not the 23rd.
that's the Thursday is 18, I believe.
Okay.
We have set the date and time for the actual group interview though, right? For the 23rd?
23rd, yeah,
22nd. Oh, sorry, the 23rd, right,
the following Tuesday.
in the afternoon.
Right, yeah.
Saying we're not going to interview on the 23rd?
Well, we are going to interview on the 23rd, but we will have to
Okay.
make plans.
All right. That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So you were talking about somebody coming early on the 23rd to do a one-on-one interview before the group interview? Tom, is that what you were talking about?
It's what I was thinking about because this person was willing to be interviewed by Reggie. And this person had one of the, they had the beer garden and they knew about it. They lived, their parents operated it. So I was trying to make it convenient for them.
So this is the beer garden, yeah, and I think the site is assigned to Reggie.
Yes.
Mhm.
Reggie, you're on mute.
Could you tape that?
Will be.
Could you tape that interview
Well, this
and
is
use it later?
Yeah, it sounds like a separate item. It's not part of the group is what it sounds like.
yeah, it's
Tom
going-
wants a one-on-one interview for this person.
And the plan would be to videotape it.
yeah, all interviews will be Zoom interviewed
And recorded.
and recorded, yeah.
So Tom, it sounds like if you and Reggie get together and talk about it, you can talk through, the idea and what you want to see.
And you have to let me know the time and the date that you want to interview individually, Reggie, so I could set it up in the Zoom link.
Okay, Tom, after the meeting, I'll get with you and we'll figure it out, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot.
And
Thanks everyone for that update. All right, well, look, we're going to do a open discussion club assembly, but first of all, remember Reggie came up with a great idea. Let's use, and Paul, to use Happy Dollars for the basket thing for Thanksgiving. So let's do Happy Dollars, Bill.
Before you go to Happy Dollars.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have we closed the book on fire hydrants?
Bob?
Bob, you're there. He's on mute, Bob.
It is. The fire hydrant has been completed as of yesterday.
Great job, Bob.
Great job.
Very good, yes.
Excellent, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, whenever I ride through town, I've been seeing these red fire hydrants and I said, oh my goodness, Bob Church's work.
Hey, Bob, when you get a chance, just shoot a quick email or message or something to me, how many hours you put into that. From planning and going and picking up supplies, not just the painting part, but everything you put into that, how many hours you put into it.
Okay, Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
So where can you see these fire hydrants that had been painted? Where are these fire hydrants?
They're in Eastville.
Eastville.
Bill, yeah, okay.
There's quite a few. I think it was like 16, wasn't it, Bob?
17.
There you go.
17.
And Bob, you painted all of that all by yourself, 17?
Yes.
Wow.
All with one can of paint.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And Bob is going to be in this Friday's Eastern Shore Post if Jim comes through, and he generally comes through.
And I'm guessing the hours he spent painting were probably only about 1/4 of the total hours he put into it. All the rest of it was just trying to get some movement from the town to get it done and to go pick up supplies, things like that. So he stuck with it.
Yeah, they were very slow at it, and they said a letter will be forthcoming to the Cape Charles Rotary, thanking them for us doing it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for your tenacity, Bob. You stuck with it and got her done.
All right. Was the town of
you're
Cape
welcome.
Charles open to having the fire hydrants painted here?
We try to get it done, but they say they don't have the funds.
The town is doing it some other way. That's what I saw, so.
Okay, Bill, why don't we move on to Happy Dollars then? And remember, all the dollars are going for a good cause today. All right, who's got the first Happy Dollars?
Okay, I got 5. You can add mine in for the Thanksgiving baskets.
I've got for the Thanksgiving baskets, and because Bob wasn't here last week, so we could really celebrate him, I'm going to celebrate Bob to the tune of $75.
Oh, right.
No, he's not. He's not doing 75.
I'm on record for $75.
I'm gonna ditto and do $10.
Who was
And
that?
I'm gonna pitch in another $10 myself. So give me Happy Dollars, $10 for the basket.
So I've got $10 for the basket, but I also throw that as part of, we had a great Veterans Day ceremony at the Cape Charles War Memorial this last Thursday. Jim Rich came through. There'll be more of that in this Friday's post, but we had about 80 people there.
Yeah, by the way,
$10 for the basket.
if you've never seen the memorial, stop by and see that. It's right near the doctor's offices there, just across the parking lot from it. I was there yesterday and took a look at it. It names everybody in the Cape Charles area that fought in World War I, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. It's really something to see. And by the way, they have a 1950 Chevy sitting right next to it at the moment. Okay, any more Happy Dollars? Go ahead, Mary. You're on mute.
Well, I'm gonna put in $10 for the basket, Happy Dollars.
Santa just took Bill off his list.
What?
Go ahead, Mary.
I want to give 100 Happy Dollars.
Oh.
Because
She's gonna cry.
I'm happy that
That's all right.
I'm happy because my life here on the Eastern Shore, I got to know everyone in our club, and so anyway, I'm sorry I'm sorry. So I'm very happy. I'm very thankful, and this club means so much to me. It's just like my own family in America. Like I felt like Bill is my American dad, and Matt is my American mom. So I'm very thankful. I just I'm moving to Plano, Texas this Saturday. And I feel sad that I'm gonna miss everyone. But I'm just very thankful. So I'm sorry. So and you guys created lots of happiness for me while I live here. I will miss you, and I would love to keep in touch. And Maddie said if I ever come to visit this place, I could stay with her. So I will come to visit you in the future, because you're my American family. So thank you.
Mary, this is a surprise to me, and I always considered you like my younger sister that I never had. I'm sorry to hear this, but I hope it's good for your career and good for your family. And of course, we want you to drop by anytime you want.
Thank you. And also I'm going to, I think right now, I just want to throw this really quick. I think I'm also thankful because some of you are my client. It has been a huge support to my job. So right now, the office in Virginia Beach, they're like making all the details. I don't know the details, what's going to look like, if they want to transfer me to the office there or they don't want to transfer me there. So, but the thing is, the client will continue working with the other advisors in the team, such as Greg and Kevin Kevin. And so you will get the same level of service, if we're not better. So yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I want to give $25 happy dollars, primarily because I'm just so happy to have had the opportunity to get to know Mary a little bit over the past couple of years when she's been a member. Very sad that we're going to be losing her, but I'm just happy to have had the opportunity to get to know her a little bit. Also, want to mention that not only did Bill give $75 to Happy Dollars, but Jackie had also donated $75 to the gift baskets. So there's a whole lot of money coming from their family towards this. And I'm thankful for that too.
Paul, you're a big mouth. What did I tell you about being a big mouth?
So Reggie, I think you've surpassed the $500 you originally were shooting.
Oh yeah.
For.
We can take any overage to the Christmas basket.
Exactly. And thank you all so much, so very much. And Mary, we love you. You are a part of our family. I mean, you'll be forever a part of our family. And if you ever need anything, reach out to us, and we'll certainly, and I speak for myself, I can't speak for everyone else, but I suspect they feel the same way. We'll reach out to you from time to time just to make sure that all is going well. So thank you so much for blessing us with being a part of this group.
Mary, you're going to be kept on the list as an honorary member, and you're going to get the email updates. We're going to continue to send you the newsletter and so forth, so you know what's going on. And you're welcome to join a meeting from Plano or anywhere else anytime you like.
I want to give $10 happy dollars in honor of the joy that Mary just spread when she was sharing her thoughts about our relationship with her.
Thank you, Diane.
Trying to get in here. I don't know if you can see me or not. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought I made a pledge before Mary spoke, but I'm not sure it got heard. So I'm going to share in Mary's happiness for her, $25, and wish her the best. And, you know, we're plagued with Zoom, so we'll be here for a while anyway, on most Tuesdays anyway. So we sure like to hear from you and see you.
Yes. Go ahead, Tom.
Yes, I want to give $25, and I want you, and somehow I want you to know, Mary, that somewhere in the scripture, the Lord catches all of your tears. And so every one of your tears that you've shed today, they are being caught, but they also are being felt by us all, especially me and my family. I wish you Godspeed and all the, whatever you undertake to do. I give $25 for the basket.
Okay. All right. We're going to move into any other happy dollars first. Any more? Okay, we're going to move into open discussions, club assembly style. Anything you want to bring up, new ideas for projects, new ideas for membership, new ideas, period, for anything. And I'll start real quick, and then anybody else can chip in with what they want to talk about. Two things on my mind. One is kids, and as it relates to what's going on right now as far as cost and prices and things like that. So I'm thinking in the coming year, you know, families with young kids, and of course, they're going to be younger adults just getting started in life. What's going on today is kind of hitting them the hardest because kids that are in school, they're still growing. So every year, parents have to go out and buy them a new set of clothes that fit them. So they're paying the price of inflation, as well as there's been some minor sales tax increases and so forth. So it's really hitting the parents hard that have young children that are in school. And I think we need to come up with some ideas of how to help out with clothing and things like that for kids, whether it's gift certificates or donating clothes, even if it's hand-me-downs. You know, if you have kids that are grown, but you still have their clothes or whatever, or a clothing drive, you know, setting up something at Strawberry Plaza and having people donate clothing that is still good and wearable. And that's one of my ideas. The other is I go back to cemetery cleanup. So in my rides around the counties, the two counties over here, I see some cemeteries that are well kept. I see others that are kind of downtrodden a little bit, could use a little cleanup. And, you know, I like to propose to people that maintain those cemeteries, mostly churches, you know, hey, we're here. If you'd like to set up a cleanup session to straighten up some tombstones that have fallen over or that are crudted up with moss and dirt and mud, we're here to help, and we can make it a community project. We can pull kids in to help us. So those are two ideas I'm throwing out on the table we may want to consider in the coming year as the weather gets better. Anybody else want to speak up to anything? Go ahead, Paul.
I think your idea of supporting the kids on the Eastern Shore with clothing and such is very good. We sort of do that already through our Kip to Peak school program, and generally we kind of have a drive for collecting used coats and things like that to give to those kids at Kip to Peak. And I think that could be expanded through some of the ideas you mentioned, and I think that's a great idea. I will, to sort of change the subject a bit, but it's related. The reason our budget is so tight, and then we didn't have any more room in it for things like these baskets, which weren't budgeted, is that we are not making any crab cakes this year, and that eliminates $11,000 that we normally have coming in for service projects. So we're kind of dependent on what's left in the golf cart raffle from this past spring. A lot of that went to meet the shortfall from no crab cake making last year, but there was some left over from this year, but certainly not enough. We still had budgeted $5,500 in crab cake profits for this year, which we're not going to have now because we canceled the crab cake making this month. So, I mean, we're already going quite a bit in the hole this year. Fortunately, we had a surplus. The bottom line of what I want to say is that if anybody has any idea for another money-making project this year to replace our loss of crab cake making, that would enable us to have more funds available for more, benefit and that we could give to the community. So if anybody has any ideas for fund raising, we need to discuss that.
Paul, do you mean this fiscal year or
This fiscal year? Next year, hopefully, starting in July next year, we'll be making crab cakes again. That remains to be seen, but we have a real shortfall this year in fundraising.
Well, I think that one idea, and this is business as usual almost. As soon as we get over the holidays and get New Year's behind us, we ought to have a raffle, either a raffle cash or get something interesting that somebody might be interested in taking a chance on. But definitely have a raffle in the late January, early February timeframe.
Well, the problem.
What happened to that ski mobile?
The
ski mobile.
You have one?
Didn't
the problem?
Didn't someone have an idea about the ski mobile?
Yeah, I think it was Walter Carr that brought that up. We'll have to touch base with him when he gets back.
We already have a cash raffle planned for the spring. And that's part of the budget, and we anticipate.
That's in the plan. Oh,
yeah. I mean, we have that every spring. And
how much do we make on that one? Maybe we can jazz it up and.
Oh, I'd have to look how much we budgeted.
Couple of thousand.
How much?
Couple of thousand.
Yeah, about 2,500, I think.
Oh, that's not much. We can do better than that.
Is it out of the question to try to do crab cakes before the end of June?
Well, with the crab cake making at the end of June has always, the profits have gone into the next fiscal year.
Well, that could be changed if we did it again in the fall next year.
We do it July and November. Thanks. We do it for 4th of July and Thanksgiving.
I know that's what we typically do.
So that's, what's your point?
It's just bookkeeping stuff, though. I mean,
is it possible to do it 3 times in a year and a half?
No.
No.
Okay.
You got to think of your market.
Everybody
I'm sort of
think
thinking about the raffle market too. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody think about this and send ideas out to us. It could be anything from artwork I mean, one of the things I'm impressed with is up in Nancock, the gentleman who just passed away about a year ago, who owned the art studio up in Onancock. His last name was Crockett. He's originally from Tangier Island, but all those paintings he did, they're beautiful. I don't know if we talked to an art studio or, hey, would you like to donate one of your artworks for a raffle, and we can use that for, to do good things in the community. But things like that, it doesn't have to be ski mobiles or golf carts. It could be things like that. The only issue with 50-50 raffles is you only get 50%. But like the golf cart, all the tickets, we got 100% of the funds that came in on that. So while a 50-50 raffle is okay, I think we do better when we have something of value to raffle off.
Well, it's never been 50-50.
Right.
We have a first, second, and third amount, and we can set that. But I think we do a lot better if we're raffling off something like art or some other tangible thing. And Chuck, I think we ought to form a committee, ad hoc committee, just to focus on fundraising.
Okay.
And let's make Paul the chair.
How about an auction?
Auctions are a pain in the butt.
He pretty much studies the financial part of that anyway. So
that's a whole lot different from planning the money making. I've just looked, and we budgeted $2,100 in income from the spring raffle.
Yeah, we need to triple that at least by raffling a tangible item. Paul, I'll join your committee.
Oh, you might as well be chairman of it then.
Reggie, let me recommend one thing for you. I think I sent this to you previously, and maybe you've already tried on this. If we could get a speaker down from that art studio in Onancock to come to one of our sessions and speak to us, maybe we can impress them or kind of question, hey, would you be interested in auctioning off one of your artworks? I mean, that's also advertising for them.
Great idea.
And,
Chuck, you're on the committee too.
All right. But if we can get somebody to speak with us and we talk with them and say, hey, would you be interested in auctioning off one of your artworks in the name of Rotary and helping people in the community, that gets them good PR as well.
Maybe said an auction is a pain in the neck, didn't he?
I have a question.
An auction is a pain in the neck.
Why is that, Bill?
Organizing it and it's almost on the Eastern Shore, everybody's doing an auction. And we do it with the Boys and Girls Club, and I tell you, for what we get out of it, it's not the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Could we raffle off a painting?
Yeah, that's what I think we're suggesting.
Yeah, okay.
Raffling a painting just the way Randy did the golf cart.
Yeah.
Well, what about a couple of paintings? You get a picture from more than one author, at least two.
Yeah, a combo package. Great idea.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, we want to get something that's perceived as having value and would be in demand, where people are willing to, plot down $25 for 3 tries.
Yeah. And at the same time, the person donating it, if they get some PR out of it and drum up some business, get some recognition, I'm sure that helps them, and maybe they're inspired to go ahead and do something like that.
All
right. Anybody else have any immediate suggestions for not only fundraising again, but also improving membership and so forth? Go ahead and speak up.
Well, this is membership, but we're running out of time, and I'd like to talk about next week's meeting.
Okay.
one thing, and Mary inspired me. Whenever Jackie and I had the kids over and a bunch of people around Thanksgiving table, we would go around the table and share what we're thankful for. And I think that might be a nice exercise for next week if everybody had an opportunity to share with the membership what they're thankful for.
All right, Bill.
Rather than, just a dull meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, Bill, and you know what? Even when we were going to have it in person, I've been thinking about some ideas along the same lines that we could have some fun, and not just have fun, but get to know each other better, right? So that's one exercise that would help to get to know each other better. And there are a couple of other exercises that we could do within the time frame that we have that could help us to get to know each other better, because there are lots of us who really don't know each other very well. We see each other in the meeting, but sometimes unless we're in a committee together or unless we hang out together, we really don't know very, very much about each other. So great ideas, and we can certainly implement those next week. Next week is going to be more of a party type of environment than a meeting type of environment, right?
Yeah, I got to tell you, we had a little thing a few weeks ago where we told personal, family, funny stories. I like things like that, especially when you talk to others about when you were young kids. I know Tom Godwin and I have had a couple of exchanges after meetings in the coffee house, and he told me a couple stories about being a kid and growing up, and I told him the same thing. We had two diverse things. Tom was more rural area and mine was big cities, and they were interesting. I like hearing stories about people and their growing up years and what their environment was like, the goods and the bads. So Reggie, I like your idea.
And one last quick thought on the bio that Al did, a variation of what he did at the beginning. Maybe each person can have one thing that's true and one thing that's untrue and share it with the group, and we could have some fun with that.
Al's good at that. Okay, we are getting close to the end here. So anything else for the good of the club? Any ideas that kind of sparked your interest?
One last thought, please. Anybody or any organization or whatever that you would like to have as a speaker, and you have contact information or other information, send it to me so that I can start working on it and get the rest of the year and next year's calendar sort of filled out with speakers, okay?
Yeah,
Appreciate
don't
that very
forget,
much.
they can be local or they can be outside of the local area and we can zoom them in.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, why don't we go ahead and wind this up? Bill, why don't we bring up the four-way test? And for the things we think they say and do, number one.
Is it the truth?
Is it the truth? Number two, is it fair to all concerned? Number three, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Number four, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And we got to get that number 5 on this list. Stanley, it's good to you're here.
Will we have some fun?
All right. Everybody have a great day. Be safe out there. You might need to wear a jacket outside, but it's a nice day. Take care now.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I guess so. I ran into at the supermarket.